Prescript. As we leave my plastic series, I wanted to share this more personal essay. There are numerous examples of enough type pieces in the universe, but representing my writer's rifleman's creed, there are many like it, but this one is mine. In what started as an amusing observation, I literally broke down as I completed this work. While initially intended to share advice that helped improve and simplify my life, my keyboard ultimately directed me somewhere different. The challenge of seeking enough at the deepest level is scary. There's a constant uncertainty, second-guessing the decision to leave a stable, successful career to pursue a more fulfilling trajectory aligned with who I am and want to become. This is my attempt at giving myself permission to take this journey. Thanks for allowing me to share it with you. Drawing a line with one word. There's one word that's been echoing in my head lately. Working with individuals feeling overwhelmed, burned out, and unsure of what comes next, myself included, I kept reflecting on one thing. That word is enough. Back in college, I lived with 3 close friends who became the best men at my wedding. 4 guys, 1 apartment, plenty of banter and debate that shaped the overthinker that I've become. One of them had the habit of poking and provoking another, not out of malice, but for sport. And it always escalated until the moment came when the annoyee would finally bellow out, "Enough!" And just like that, it stopped, usually. The line was drawn. I think about those moments a lot now. For far too long, many of us ignore that same internal shout, the "I've had it" realization. We endure work that drains us, relationships that no longer nourish us, or lifestyles we've outgrown. Until finally we whisper or yell our version of enough. How often do we listen to that voice early, before the burnout hits, before the resentment or crisis make it unavoidable? Are there proactive places where enough is the right question, but we never ask? Financial enough. More isn't always better. Enough is the most critical question in our financial lives, but we rarely define it. How much is enough? How high a 401k balance? What lifestyle? Rather than asking what's enough, we default to the societal expectation of more, and more becomes our unhealthy answer to the wrong question. I've long admired Ramit Sethi's framing on personal finance around designing your rich life. He teaches the importance of knowing your numbers and aligning money with meaning. Only by knowing how much you spend today can you ask real questions. What income supports our current lifestyle? And more importantly, does our current lifestyle still reflect what we actually value? Sometimes our spending is intentional. More often, it's inertia. Subscriptions we forgot to cancel, upgrades we never questioned. What was once a simple lifestyle version of, "Would you like to supersize that?" becomes our financial default. Breaking that default, occasionally we need to revisit past decisions with who we are today. 1, what truly brings me fulfillment? 2, what past choices no longer serve who I am now? And 3, what trade-offs am I making without realizing it? Defaults play into human preference for laziness, and only by occasionally reflecting on who we've become and who we want to be can we break the cycle of past decisions that still hit our credit cards every month. Like it or not, money is a proxy for time, freedom, and energy. And if we're trading our most precious non-renewable resource, time, for things that no longer matter, we need to pause and ask, what is my enough? Recently, my wife and I underwent this exercise. Partially inspired by moving her mother, we looked around and realized how much of our life, expenses, and stuff didn't serve who we are today. It allowed us to refocus our spending, breaking the loop of lifestyle creep and what psychologists call hedonic adaptation, the tendency for exciting upgrades to become our new normal. What once felt like a treat quickly became expected. Delight fades to normalcy. We ask, what if we didn't do that? What if we sold some of this crap on eBay? What if we made one big run to Goodwill? So we did. It was freeing, and it actually made us feel lighter. It's the inversion of mo money, mo problems. It's less clutter, fewer subscriptions, more appreciation of what matters, which is a pretty terrible concept for a hit song. It simplified our life, reduced physical and mental clutter, and helped us refocus on what empowered our real rich life. Ironically, letting go felt more fulfilling than when we'd acquired most of those things in the first place. I guess Marie Kondo's onto something. Temperance and the sushi equation. Focusing on our enough, one aspect of our life rose to the top of both my wife and my list. I love food and drink. It's part of my identity. It's half of my personal Tyrion Lannister philosophy. I drink and I know things. Good restaurants, great wine, exciting cocktails, they do it for me. But they come with trade-offs. Financial, caloric, time-based. I need to do the rower to sushi roll algebra, the jigger to jogger calculus. But for me, that math is usually worth it. Because one of my greatest joys is sushi night with my wife. We sit in a booth at our favorite local spot. No menus needed, staff knows us, the glasses of Joel Gott Sauvignon Blanc are already on their way. It's not about the fish, it's about our connection. That ritual, more than 2 decades into our relationship, is sacred. It's when we talk without distractions, face to face, not both facing the television quietly with cats on our laps. It's when we feel seen. It's when we reset. It's how we truly connect. It's one of the non-negotiables that defines our version of enough. And this is where Stoicism offers a lens. The Stoic virtue of temperance isn't abstinence. It's balance. It's knowing what truly matters and letting go of the rest. Sushi night, essential. Other indulgences? Maybe not. So I ask, what's your sushi night? The trap of more. Let's go another layer deeper. There's a darker side to not enough. It pops up in our default pursuit of more. For high achievers, and speaking as one, more is seductive. And worse, it's never ending. One more promotion, one more academic degree, one more LinkedIn badge, just one more milestone before we feel secure or successful or seen. But the more finish line keeps moving, always. The problem is more is externally defined. There's never a mission accomplished banner, just a nagging sense of being behind, even when you're ahead. When you're solely committed to running forward, you only see those ahead of you. As achievers, we neglect the abundance of progress we've already made because the more goalpost keeps moving further out. The Stoics warned us, envy, greed, and status are some of the most corrosive passions. They pull our attention outward, and most critically, away from what we control. They distract us from our own definition of fulfillment. And to quote Charlie Munger, envy is a really stupid sin because it's the only one you could never possibly have any fun at. There's a lot of pain and no fun. Why would you want to get on that trolley? And in pursuing more, we risk building a life of progress without peace, a resume full of gold stars, and a soul full of doubt. You're personal enough. This is why enough matters. Clearly define your personal philosophy and focus internally without the distraction of envy. What do you want your enough to be? Try these Stoic thought experiments. If today were your last day, would you be content with how you spent it? What do you want said at your eulogy? What do you want to be remembered for by those who truly knew you? Or simply, what is your sushi night, and is that properly prioritized? Done honestly, these questions are freeing, enlightening. They offer a disruption of the default pursuit of more to focus on what truly matters to you. They allow you to replace vague ambition with authentic direction. They increase gratitude. They give you a goalpost that isn't a mirage, but something concrete that you can aspire to. And they realign your time, energy, and money with a life you actually want to live. A rich life, a fulfilled life, and one where more is no longer the answer. From enough to enough. There's one final layer to the enough challenge. So many of us live with imposter syndrome, especially when we try something new or pursue something meaningful. We worry we're not experienced enough, smart enough, credentialed enough. Even Maya Angelou, after 11 books, once said, "Each time I write a book, I think, uh-oh, they're gonna find out now. I've been running a game on everybody, and they're gonna find me out." Imposter syndrome never entirely goes away. I share this during a moment of transition, filled with doubts about whether I'm doing the right thing, whether I'm qualified to coach others, write a book, create meaningful content, or even share this piece. But I'm doing my best to come to terms with this. I'm trying to convince myself that if you live with intention, if you're being honest about who you are, if you close your eyes at night, proud of what you did or at least tried that day, if you contribute in a way that reflects your inner voice and values, if you live that life, it's not a question. You don't need more. It's the answer. And the answer is, you are enough. Thanks for listening. This piece was my mirror. And if it became yours too, I hope you'll carry that final line with you. Uncertainty never goes away. If you ask enough as a question, you discover that the path is the answer. And I'll see you along the journey.